Aware of this. He knows that every man is like an Airbus 300 loaded with 27 tons of jet fuel that, if he can control you, he can have a devastating impact. So if a man's bad at managing his emotions, he's ripe for a hijacking by Satan and his terrorists. On the other hand, if a man manages his emotions God's way, he's going to strike a blow to evil and foil many plots by Satan to sabotage his arrival at God's miracle and God's destination, okay? So here's my question. How are you at managing your emotions? You might want to write that down. How am I at managing my emotions? So what does the Bible say about managing our emotions? Well, the Bible not only recognizes the fact that emotions play a huge part in our lives, it tells us that Satan is actually plotting to exploit your emotions for his purposes, okay? Satan knows that men are vulnerable. He knows that men are frustrated many days over their inability to control relationships or people or events that impact them. But more specifically, he knows that our inability to control things can precipitate a real inability to lose control of our emotions. And the Bible says, sadly, that men are easy creatures to hijack. In Proverbs 25:28, it talks about how a lack of emotional control on your part makes you very vulnerable. It says this in Proverbs 25:28. It says, like a city that is broken into and without walls is a man who has no control over his spirit. Now, what's the background on that? Ancient cities that did not have walls were called unfortified cities. So the first business or first order of business when you're creating a defensible perimeter for any kingdom was to build this outer wall to your city so that the enemy could be repelled real easily and not gain entrance easily. Now, if you're an attacking army facing a fortified city, your first job is to get those walls down, right? By whatever means necessary. And for thousands of years, invading armies have sought to develop technologies to take down walls of cities with not a whole lot of success. Okay, so imagine you're the enemy now, and imagine the joy of attacking a city, and you see the walls of the city already broken down, or they have holes in them, or there's big gaps in it, all right? You see, what the Bible's saying about the walls that you have up emotionally is that your life is either protected or made vulnerable by a wall of self-control over your reactions to the events that come your way. And the man with no control over his spirit, that guy gets hijacked.